folks, it's Ben. We're back at our stove again. We've had another issue come along here. That's that we've worn it out. See our control screen? Like, we don't broil a lot, but we bake a ton. And see, there's a big kind of cut in the plastic there. And same with the timer. We press it so many times, it's kind of broken the membrane that's over this. And I thought, oh crap, I'm gonna have to buy a new control board. But you actually don't have to. You can buy a new sticker that actually goes over the control board. Now, the hardest part of this project is finding the right sticker, because you need to look up your model number, which our case for our model number, it's down here in the storage and it's right underneath the unit there. But to find the right unit that has the right printing, so if you can find a site that actually has a printout of what you're buying, that helps a lot. In this case, it's French and English, which honestly I would have went with an all English one if I could have, but anyway. But this sticker is actually replaceable. So what we need to do today is depower the stove from the breaker, and then we're gonna take, I think they're 1/4" screws from a prior video, pull them off and bring the whole assembly down. Then we're gonna remove the circuit board, peel off this old sticker, put on a new sticker. Hopefully that's as easy as it is. Let's go ahead and start that. For us, the breaker panel's right upstairs. I can hit this to 240. That should be the stove. And confirm that the stove is completely dead. So what I'm going to do now is actually pull it out from the wall about, oh, I don't know, a foot, and that'll give us access to those back screws. Just like in prior videos, we're in 1/4" land, and there's actually a screw here. These two are black, and these two are chromish colored, so that's what you see here is the 4 screws, and that lets you tip this forward. And we can take a look and make sure that there's nothing else I need to unscrew. On top of the 1/4" screws that there are 4 of, there's actually 2 T15s under bottom here. Because as you can see, it's loose, but we still got that piece of sheet metal right there that's keeping us held on. And I want to be able to lay this completely down onto the surface so that we can pull the control board out square. We'll probably put those 2 in last so we can hang it and then put them in. They're just these tiny little white ones. And they are, say, right on the corners here. You can see the hole for it right there. So anyway, this is as far as things go with all the wiring as it is, and that's fine. Now there are capacitors here, so beware, there could be a tingle effect. We're still not attached to power, but those could have some power in them. It looks like we're at 1/4" again, so let's take these 4 out, and that should release our control board so we have access to it. Alrighty, so we got those 4 out. Notice there's 2 grounds over here we'll have to put back. If you lift this up, you can see here's our gross little sticker. Just because we can't clean from the front and things like that. So I'm going to see if I can gently pry this off, and if we can, we'll be in business. Alright, I wouldn't have paused it. I known it was going to be that easy. It just popped right off. It's old too, right? So, and you can see where it's kind of glued and where it left some of the white, right? I don't actually care about any of that. As long as the surface is fairly clean, which this one is. And then if we take my new sticker, you can definitely see that, yeah, it is the same. So I'm going to do the same. I'm going to take, and the key will be is to line up where your little LED lights are. But see, they kind of provide an area. So really, you're just looking for kind of as square as you can, but there is some tolerance here. So just make it so that you're not obscuring the clock to -degree. So get a ballpark. Up and down, it'll be as tall as it is, and width just about as well. So, you know, you got one place to put it. Okay, something else that was stupid easy to put on, just peel the back off, lined up with the edges, press it on. Okay, it's done. So we've already gotten rid of our crap, put on the new one. Let's put those 4 screws back in and get this thing put back together. Alrighty, those are in. We got our grounds reinstalled. Like I said, I'm gonna bring this up and place it back on the back first, and then we'll do those little torques after. Not so fast there, Ben. So in order to get these screws, these 2 little torques to line up, you do have to have the back still loose. So, and then here's the panels. I mentioned on part I edited out. You gotta make sure that these fall in underneath before we can put, I have this one just kind of resting there to keep the top up. You gotta get these stuffed under so that this and this are right against those holes, because those sheetrock screws are not very thick. And then we can be done. All right, everything looks good. So let's go power up the stove. Here's our magic breaker. There's our blinking 12, which is brighter in the day, at night. But all our lights work. Our buttons never had the issue, so we're good there. And the timer. So they're still as they were, but now it doesn't look crappy anymore, which is perfect. If you guys have any questions, I kind of cut through this quick because it's one of those, not really looking to shoot a perfect how-to video. I'm just kind of shooting you how to do it so you can do it yourself. But we have our old label with the holes punched in it. That is no longer. It's just a new one. Cost was 20 bucks. So worth investment to make it look good, especially if you're selling your house. We're not, but I just like nice things. But yeah, switch that out for that. You really can't see the timer through both of them. There you go. Please subscribe to our channel, Red Barn Homestead, for more appliance and cool homestead stuff, and we'll catch you next time.